The Soybean School on RealAgriculture.com is brought to you by Pride Seeds, High Stick NT, and Cruiser Max Vibrance Beans.
Elroy, you work on short season soybean varieties, correct?
That's right. We're working on maturity group 0, 00, and even 000 varieties here in Ottawa.
So now we're here in Ottawa, but where in Canada do we need 000s?
So 000s we need if we're going to places like Saskatoon or further north in Manitoba, Dauphin, La Pas, really short season areas.
Really? Yes. I have been in Arborg. They grow a lot of soybeans there. Arborg used to be pasture. So anyway, okay, so 000. So we've talked a little bit off camera about what it takes to get to those 0, 00, 000. I didn't know this. I learned this today that early is a recessive trait. So what's the process of getting good varieties that are early?
So to get early varieties, you have to accumulate a whole bunch of recessive early alleles. And that's easy to do when you're just crossing with early or in really early varieties. But it's difficult when you want to move a trait from another area of adaptation.
So, for example, we were out in the field and you've got some lines from Arkansas and they have a particular trait that you'd like to move into early lines. So how does that work? Well, first, what's that trait and how does that all work?
So the lines we got from Arkansas are for drought tolerance and more specifically for maintaining N-fix during drought stress because nitrogen fixation shuts down first before photosynthesis. So this is one way to improve drought tolerance, to move this trait from Arkansas into Ottawa lines. So we need to make a cross using those Arkansas lines with that trait and our early maturing Ottawa lines. We need a big population because earliness is recessive, so we only get a few early plants in that population. And we also need to capture that drought tolerance trait as well. So that's why we need a really big population.
And so how many, for example, might that be?
So we're looking at like 5,000 to 8,000 plants, and 1 in 250 is mature-ish for our area. Then next year we look at them again and probably only half of them are really mature enough. So we're winnowing them down very fast.
Okay, and so, often when we talk about plant breeding, we talk 8 to 10 years for a new variety. Is that where we are with early lines as well? Does it take that long?
New varieties take the same amount of time regardless of what zone you're in, but this kind of work is maybe what you would call pre-breeding or germplasm development. So it's unlikely that it will lead directly to a variety, but we might get a parent that's adapted that also has that trait that we're interested in.
Okay, so obviously, soybean acreages have been expanding in across the West and all over the place, and we love them because they fix their own N, and N is expensive. Where do a lot of these lines end up as far as the end use?
So some of the work here is on specialty soybeans. So that is targeting export markets. So the tofu type soy milk market, as well as the small seeded natto market. Those are for export specifically to Japan to make natto. And they also are finding a new market now in Korea for sprouting soybeans.
What is natto?
So natto is made with beans that are about half the size of a normal soybean. They're soaked, cooked, and then inoculated with a bacteria. And after a short fermentation, all that you ferment is the sugar in the seed, and you're left with this polysaccharide slime over the surface of the beans, and it's a traditional Japanese breakfast food.
It sounds delicious.
Even in Japan, there's only some regions that appreciate natto.
Okay, I won't look for it on a hotel breakfast menu anytime soon. I suppose one question is, how early can we go? How many, so 000, put that into the context of growing season. What is that in, say, days or whatever the case may be?
Well, days are sort of difficult concepts. The maturity group system is actually looking at what latitudes things are adapted to. So we're talking things from Saskatoon to Edmonton, that kind of latitude for a 000. The question is, not can you grow it there? I think we have material that we can grow there, but can it be competitive against other crops that are well adapted to those kinds of cool areas?
And cool, you mean by temperature?
Temperature.
Not that they're okay. Well, I don't know. Some people might argue they're cool too. All right, Elroy. Thank you so much.
Thank you.